Perseveration is one of many primary disabilities that can impact the day-to-day functioning of a student who lives with FASD. It refers to the continuation of actions, words, thoughts, or emotions, usually beyond a desired point. Students who perseverate are often described as getting stuck or as rigid thinkers. For some students, perseveration is a coping mechanism for when they are feeling overwhelmed and/or anxious. At school, a student who shows this primary disability may have difficulties making transitions from one activity to another or moving from one setting to another, may be challenged by changes in schedules or the regular classroom routines, may struggle with new staff members or changes to their peer group, may find it difficult to let go of emotions and move on, may not like to change topics in conversations, may revert back to a repetitive behavior when presented with a novel task, may need closure on activities they have started, and positively may develop amazing skills and/or knowledge due to this hyper-focus on a particular activity or topic. Here are some ideas to consider in supporting a student who displays perseveration. It's important to remember that there are no set ways to support a student with this primary disability. We need to know our students well in order to customize supports according to their strengths, interests, needs, and developmental levels. Our first important consideration is that we need to respond to the behaviors with empathy. We need to help students to identify their source of anxiety and talk about a plan. A common sense idea involves avoiding those topics that cause that student to become stuck. Another related idea involves helping to broaden the range of the student's interests. Another helpful strategy may be to provide advance warning that a more stress-inducing activity or event is coming up. It may also be helpful to provide extra support during these times of anxiety. Many experts also suggest the idea of limit setting. In other words, stating a specific length of time that the behavior can happen. As an example, you may talk about dinosaurs for 1 more minute. It may also be helpful to establish a specific time of the day for that behavior to happen. So perhaps a 15-minute time right before lunch is a time to have that conversation about dinosaurs. As part of the previous strategy, it may be useful to provide a concrete object, like a key, as a cue that it's time to move on. Another common sense idea involves redirection. This may involve changing the subject, moving to another location, or giving the student a job to do. Consider using a stuck signal, like a hand signal, to help the student understand when they are stuck. By doing this, the hope is that students will begin to recognize their own perseverative behavior. You can then teach some alternate behaviors or techniques to manage. For example, teaching students scripts that cue them to take steps to manage the behavior. I am stuck, so I need to go for a walk. Using social stories to remind students of the behavior needing a change and the desired behavior may also be effective. It's important to provide a statement in the social story that indicates how the stuck behavior impacts others. A final suggestion is to utilize peer support when possible. A peer can be taught to redirect a student or offer support. When peers have an understanding of the perseverative behavior, they will be more likely to help. Understanding perseveration allows us to not only identify the challenges our students may be facing, but also helps us to support the student in a respectful and appropriate manner.